We got out of high school in '68. Yeah. So how old are you when you're like in the 5th grade, 6th grade?
11?
Okay, maybe.
11?
Maybe that was it. I think the 6th grade. Maybe it was the 5th grade. I can't hear it.
You're 10, I think, in the 5th grade.
Okay.
So 1960?
So 60, yeah. So I came up, and what they do is they would take kids from San Francisco that were involved in the juvenile justice system, but really didn't deserve. They needed a place to live and some structure. Yeah, here,
They
we'll
needed
go
a
up here.
chance.
They needed a chance, and the courts would send kids up here. And then there was kids like me who just kind of got dropped off here because my mother, here comes back to my Barbary Coast analogy, my mother left Kentucky during World War II to come out here because this is where all the guys were. They were all going over to Japan.
Yeah, sure.
So the women would either come out to the West Coast or out to the East Coast where the guys were going off to war. So she ended up meeting a guy, and they got married. And 6 months after I was born, he took off. She was a big party girl. She didn't really want a kid. She couldn't raise kids. She beat me. She was drunk all the time. It was just, I was better off here. But it was kind of the same, my analogy of the Barbary Coast, you know, with all the sailors, and then the World War II, men, women, men, women. Oh, man.
Do you know you?
And they were still fairly recent, but full of fairly current movies. You know, and it was a lot of fun. I remember falling madly in love with Haley Mills.
Serious? I wanted her to be my best friend.
I wanted her to be my best friend. I crushed my leg on that thing. My right calf is still shorter than my. If you look, if I rock forward on the balls of my feet, my right heel comes up.
Yeah. Why?
Big, huge cart. I used to pick these chairs up and stack them on the cart. And it was really heavy, and it had a big flat, and it had a bar handle that came up like that. I used to get on it. Well, I went up there, I went charging at the stage, and I put my foot up to stop myself on the stage, and my foot slipped off, and it just smashed my calf, and I was out of it for a long time.
Wow.
So at any rate, when I lived here, this was a pretty self-sufficient orphanage / reform school / boarding school, however you fit into it. And this is our lifetime. I thought that we played basketball in here from time to time. I guess not. Well, I see some.
Yeah.
But these buildings here are an H shape, and the offices are across the center part of the H. This is a big H-shaped area here, and that's the center of the H. The bottom was
So it keeps on going up
is
there.
Well, we'll wander down there. The bottom is the offices, and then the nuns' convent was up above. We had Dominican nuns who were not above beating you with a broomstick, making you kneel on a broomstick for 45 minutes.
They like that kind of stuff.
Sister, well, you want to hear some sexual frustration? I lived in a house down there in the 5th grade, I think. No, 6th grade. And we had an elderly nun, Sister Wilhelmina. She was from Germany. She was always said, "Ach du lieber." And she was a real sweetheart, and some of the nuns were just tyrants. Well, the nun in the 5th grade house was this fairly young, I'd guess her in her 30s. And we had a plumbing problem. And so she took us down, all the water was shut off. She took us down to the gymnasium on Saturday for everybody to take showers. So we all get undressed and we all go in a big gang shower and taking a shower, and it's a big deal. No talking, you will not talk. Nobody was talking. She goes, I heard somebody talk. As you came out of the shower, now here's these 6th grade boys, naked, steaming, wet. here's this nun who comes out, and she's standing there like this with one of those braided keychains. Remember, you used to make a key?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
About this long, and you had to come, you had to bend over and grab your ankles, and whack, she would be across your butt.
Oh,
And stuff, and march us all out and stuff. You think there's some sexual frustration there?
oh my God.
Did you live in these houses?
Yes.
You say each of these?
Yeah, and I'd like to find an open one, but they're so much different now than they were. They've converted them into offices, and I see over here the Marin Montessori School, with those green signs right there on those two. That was the last house I lived in. I lived in St. Vincent's. I lived right up there, just on the left side of that archway.
Well, that's.
So did you?
Jim and I came and saw you.
Yeah.
You showed us around
Yeah,
when we were still
that's-
kids, and you
that's
still
the
lived
one.
there. Because Mike Fitzgerald was there and Tom Caroline.
So did you say each door represents a house?
Each door is what we called a house, and
And that was a living quarter.
it was a living quarter. Now, you can't really see it now, but these walls on the inside are new. This was just a big open area, and Susie probably remembers because they came out here and saw it. It was a big open area. On one side, we had a pool table and a fireplace.
Oh, I see. They put up a wall.
And then on the other side, we had a TV and some couches and stuff like that. Some chairs. And then there was a door going upstairs. Well, you see the windows up on the top there. It was just a giant open room, the same size as down below.
Yeah.
And you would go up the stairs, and there was rows of beds.
No, I remember it was a big room.
Yeah.
And you and Tom and Mike were generally in the same
Right. Well,
area.
they finally started stepping into the 20th century there. And at the time, I was living in that house, and they partitioned it off, so it wasn't just rows of beds.
That's nice,
They
yeah.
partitioned it
Yeah, that's what I was
off.
thinking. It was like a big room, but it wasn't.
Right.
That
It was
whole
it
span.
was 2 guys per area. You
Yeah.
were over there.
When was the original? When was this built, Mark?
1858 by, I think his name is Bishop Timothy Murphy from the San Francisco Diocese.
And it was to accommodate. Did you say again? Would you say that again?
Basically to take care of the children that were a result of the Barbary Coast, basically. Because when you
Just
attract...
during the gold rush.
During the gold rush, exactly. When you
Yeah.
bring in all those men,
Yeah.
you're going to have women that come behind that that are willing to take their money.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, you had all those children produced. Special education children, kids that need, special attention,
disabilities
learning
or-
disabilities.
yeah.
I don't know if they deal with autism or anything of that nature.
That was then, but at your
Now-
time it was.
At my time, during my time, it was kids from the court, basically abandoned children, things like that. Now they live over on what used to be the farm, which is over this hill, which you'll see,
Yeah.
you can see the hill out there.
Yeah.
Now
The,
they've
far,
got-
the honor farm.
no,
Oh no, because that's near here. Oh no, it's that way.
I think it's over
It's in
there.
Terra Linda. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay,
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But now they all live out here, and I can see, it says Gate Academy. I'm not sure what that is. I would almost guess because it's all capital. GATE stands for something.
Gifted and talented
There you
usually
go.
is what that means.
Okay.
Education or something.
Okay, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that they've taken all the old houses and they've converted them over. But you can see that wall there. You can see through the wall there. There's that wall. I wish you could see it here.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it. Okay. Now, you can see here's the big stone
Oh
fireplace
yeah,
right there.
yeah. So that was in the middle of the room.
That was, no, this is the end of this house.
Okay.
This is the beginning of another house. So we would usually have, probably the TV would be over here. We have some couches and a bunch of pillows and stuff. And if you see, look next to the thermostat on the wall, you'll see the stairs going up to the dormitory.
Yeah.
Up there.
To what was the dormitory?
That was up above, and that's where we just had rows of beds, and that's where we slept. That's where we slept until the last year when I was in high school. Hi, how are you? You
One of my
worked there?
boys?
Yeah, Mark Estrada. I was left here in 1968.
Oh, you just missed the alumni picnic. Wasn't it a couple
Yeah,
of
in
weeks
June.
ago?
I sent
yeah.
a $50 check in lieu of.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
know, I said I better help out here. So this is my friend Susie and her husband Mark.
Nice to meet you.
So
I met
that's-
Mark when he was
When I was
in
living
high
here.
school,
Oh,
when he
okay.
lived here.
Okay.
So,
Graduated from
and-
Carolina.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, so,
He was a good kid.
no, I wasn't.
Most of the boys
Yes,
here
you
are
were.
good,
He was a sweetheart.
are and good, were good kids. They are. They just have a really rough start.
Yeah.
in this
Well,
life.
that's what I was telling Mark and Susie, is that back in my day, this was basically kids who came from the court, who didn't need jail.
Yeah.
They needed structure
Yeah.
and education.
And it's still pretty much the same, except
Is
the
it?
kids have, now they have the component that they didn't call it in those days, but the, ADHD, those kind of things.
Right.
But we kind of describe them as feral. It's their kids that have had
That's what I was.
nothing. Nobody's saying, hey, this is how you brush your teeth, none of that. And so when they get here, it's a little shocking, and they live up in the group homes, which are above the equestrian area. And
But they
there's
don't
What used to be
live
the
there.
farm.
Yes, yeah.
We'd go over there and get milk and
Yeah,
eggs,
yeah.
and I remember carrying the big milk jugs.
We still run part of it as
Do
a
you?
farm, mainly oats and hay.
Oh, okay.
And we have one farmer,
Okay,
and he
yeah.
runs it. And then there's myself and 4 other maintenance guys that keep this place going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 1968. Do you remember what was going on in June of
There's a lot of stuff going on.
68. You're too
Yeah.
young to
No,
remember
Bobby
that.
Kennedy was shot.
Yeah, the Haight-Ashbury.
Haight-Ashbury and-
And that's exactly where I went
Some
to.
of love. as they call
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
and that's where I went to, and it was just. it was-
Say that again, Mark, that you hated this place till the day you
Oh, I
left.
did. I hated St. Vincent School for Boys probably up until about a week and a half after I was gone. And then I realized what had happened. I started seeing the real world, but a dog eat dog face.
But know that every boy feels that way.
Yeah.
There was one boy that said, "Oh, I loved it." I take that back. There was one. He passed away a couple of years ago. But Jim, and then the facility manager, who we used to call the original orphan. His name went right out of my head. But he was here from the time he was 6. He even worked here, and he passed away about 3 years
What was
ago.
his name? What was his
You know what? It went right out. George.
George Cervera.
Not Severa. But
Oh, yeah. He's kind of a short, skinny guy.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember
yeah.
him well.
He died 3 years ago, but
He
he
had
lived here until he
didn't he
died.
have the dogs out back there
Yeah,
for a long
he
time?
had the kennel, and
Yeah.
he also had a pheasant farm,
Oh, yeah, the
Wow.
pheasant
the
farm,
pheasant
yeah.
club, and he had quite a few things going on for himself. But most of the boys say the same thing. They don't realize till after they've left that they really had a home here and that people did care about them.
Well, then, in education too, I was not a real good learner, and I wasn't very self-motivated, but I didn't realize the quality of education I got.
You know who was just here was Sister Carmela Marie, just here 2 days ago.
She's still a
Your
nun.
principal, yeah, she's still a nun, and
Wow.
she was amazing.
How old is she?
Well, I was trying to figure she must be in her 80s, but she zipped up those stairs like it was nothing,
You know
and she was
what?
up the chapel.
I gotta tell
and-
you, all the guys were in love with her.
Is she
Yeah.
the one you were just telling us about?
She was, no, Sister Wilhelmina.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Sister Alphonsus. Sister Alphonsus was the one who whacked us.
Yeah.
But Sister Carmel Marie, occasionally a wisp of red hair would come out from underneath her habit and down here, and it would just drive us teenage boys nuts. Very nice looking, very,
Still is,
very
still quite lovely
good
face.
looking
Yeah.
Irish woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There in like 2003, so that was beautiful. And I've also been to a couple of church services with Carlene. She's a devout Catholic, and she likes going there because they have guitar mass. Yeah.
I came here one time to visit several years ago, 12 years ago, and the side door was open. I but we went inside and the group chanted for me.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they were doing a concert here. They were practicing. It was kind of neat.
Yeah.
There's a photographer that, he's now, I don't think he stays in very much anymore, but Dave Peters, a master photographer who did a lot of photography. And then took some photos of my kids in the 80s here. I brought them out, and I have these beautiful photos of them by the arches.
The Holy Church.
Nice and cool, with marble.
And this church was part of the original installation, or was it added at some point?
They started the build in 1924, and they really finished in 26, but they didn't allow them to dedicate it until 1930 because they wanted to do it on the Jubilee Archdiocese.
Oh,
So it's been around a little longer than they say, but coming up on 90. Yeah,
It's difficult to see, Mark, but up in the choir loft up there, there's...
you can walk up there.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you.
That's okay. Just waiting for the bridal party.
They built this in the 20s. Wow. And of course, they've used it ever since. Nice gift. So Mark, how did you come? Obviously, you came to chapel here. Was it like how many times?
3 times a week. This is the access to the tower where the bells are that you saw in front. They don't really want you going up there. I've been up there already.
Oh, of course. Say those words again.
But I've been up there a bunch of times. Now, it's really hard, but here's the organs. There just used to be that one there. Where you can see the pipes and you can see it looks like they're disassembled. I imagine you're using this one here now.
Yeah, those things need a lot of maintenance, like in San Francisco.
Yeah, but up close, look at the detail. It's just incredible. Still reading. It's just gorgeous. And then in the afternoon, at certain times of the year, the sun would just drop. It's just so brilliant. It's gorgeous.
Well, even now.
Yeah, oh yeah, actually the sun is right there. But just beautiful work.
So while you were listening to services, there was always something to look at, right?
Yeah, trust me, we were trying to find something.
It was all in Latin back then, too.
Yeah, most of the Latin, I think they
That's
changed.
what I remember about being a little kid in church. It was like, oh, God, I
They
didn't
changed it while I was
understand.
here, and it went from Latin to English. Or the
Yeah, sometimes.
Latin mass.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're wanting to go back or something.
Yeah, I think they should. I think the masses are much more beautiful.
You're still a practicing Catholic, Mark?
I've been to church, and my belief in God has subsided. Although I think religion is a very wonderful thing. It makes people care about each other and take care of each other.
You were-
I'm all for it.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. You know, but do I think there's a big God? No.
I really would disagree with you. I absolutely think that the universe has its Lord, and I think that if there, the best way I can put it, and this is from a non-denominational way, if there is a God, Christ is his son, because those are not words
I absolutely
and a life of a mortal.
the teachings of Jesus Christ and what he said, and absolutely.
Been so convoluted.
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, religion is the free will of man. It's the doctrine of free will that. Oh, she's wonderful.
It does take me back I don't remember looking at it as it being beautiful, but I remember, how Catholic churches are or were.
See, Mark, I'm not sure who this sainted person is, but she's going up there.
Look at that.
Oh, that's what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, oh God, she's always going there. Here, Mark, just do a pull on this gate and see how heavy it is.
Oh man, this is original. I mean, this is a beautiful building. This is extraordinary. It's really a pleasure that we get to look through it.
And then these doors, all the doors are the wrought iron on them. And the confessionals are just beautiful.
Well, those are the confessionals here.
Those are the confessionals.
That's where you have to kind of say, I've been doing this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Mostly Father, for I have sinned against his
Blah, blah, blah. That's my last confession.
I like the Episcopal way of that. We just have a generic confession.
My wife is
Oh, really?
It's Catholic light.
that's exactly how she calls it. Yeah.
Yep.
All the stations of the cross.
See, there's too much there, Mark. The historical context of the times, in addition to the man's words, the fact that this is the year of our Lord, time is measured from his birth.
That's right.
Or his death, I'm not really sure which, but one of the two. I thought it was the birth. I mean, and it is for all men of the world. It's
Oh, thank you.
He had it built so that you could move anything inside all around. You could leave it wide open, or you could do. So we have a dance theater that's completely wide open from one end to the other with
okay.
just dance.
Just
Just
like
dance
our-
studios.
Just like when I
Yeah.
lived there, because it was
Yeah.
open, there was the fireplace. Matter of fact, I think in this house, the fireplace is on that wall, the
Yeah.
stairs going up are there.
Yeah, they're still, and the stairs are side by side, like.
Yeah, right, and in that
one
house.
goes that way, yeah.
And then go up and wrap around.
But we've tried to, not take anything out.
Now,
We just added.
The other thing I was going to tell you
Another
about,
kitchen,
Mark,
just like the.
is you see how that kitchen is there? When I lived here, this was wide open, and there was just a double door right there, like this door right here.
Just did that.
And you go through, and on the right-hand side over there was all our showers, and the toilets and sinks, and then lockers.
So you're saying these doors weren't here? or
No,
was
these
it
doors
open?
were here,
Oh.
but you see how they have archways built in there?
Yeah.
Going into the kitchen?
Yeah.
It was a solid wall, but it had a double door just like these that went in. None of that was there, none of those arches.
Well, it's nice
So-
they arched them instead
Yeah.
of just blasting
Tried to
it
keep
out.
them,
Keeps it-
keep everything the same,
Yeah,
as
it's very
as much
pretty.
as they could.
Nice.
But they've done a nice job. So.
What, you've got a wedding reception or something?
Yeah, they're coming in later.
Oh, okay.
I actually get to go when they start partying.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure you'd be. Thank you once again. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
You know what? It's
Oh, look, they've got pictures here.
20 after 4. Let's just, we'll just kind of wander.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, they're having some.
No, I think these are new. Because the pictures
They-
David Peters took with my
We
kids.
used to run
That was
along here.
open.
They had big, like thick bushes growing here, like this, all the way up both sides. And we would run down these ramps. We would run down as hard as we could. We would literally dive. We were the original stage divers.
Oh, we're in dance theater.
We would literally dive.
Well, this is good too, because then it can keep getting revenue from rentals, like we're in dance theater and weddings and.
Right, right.
You know what I remember?
Well, there probably is.
Being out here, and that was the first time I ever ran after a train. I think we ran when the train came through
Oh,
or something,
okay, yeah.
like chasing the train. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, God.
That's how you do it. You just flip your way down to the dining room.
That's neat. What about that mural, Mark?
What about
Was
it?
that here? That wasn't here.
No, that's new.
But this, here, let's just stick with the other guy here, and I'll just give you a quick thing here. I don't want this here, I'm looking forward to stuff. This is what they call the little yard. And kids from 1st to the 6th grade, 1st to the 5th grade, were over here. Now, this big building was the gymnasium. These showers down, or these windows down here on the lower bottom by the van, the ones right over here with the shower, the famous sister all fun. Bend over and grab your steaming little rib. Excuse me. I don't know what that building is. That was new, but the building's way out there with the mural on it. That was the classrooms for the 1st to the 5th grade. And then there was a bathroom there, and then there was a partition. Now this was the big yard. There's a lot around here. We can see the pool.
Now, where's the dining commons that she was talking about?
In here, we'll head out that way and come back upstairs.
Oh, that pool and everything, huh? How California of them.
Yes. Now you see this hill up here? The hill behind the pool, we used to call that Cage Hill. We built cages and we kept rabbits. Rabbits were the big ones, guinea pigs, and I actually raised homing pigeons.
Did you really?
I had 2 pairs of homing pigeons. I trained them to come back. I took them to Santa Barbara, and I let them go in Santa Barbara, and they circled up, and went north, right back here.
And they showed up here.
I had somebody looking for them, and they said they were back. You know, we figured out the times in less than 24 hours. They were back here in the cage.
Isn't that amazing? That is fascinating.
So you see the diving boards down there. You see how the diving board. Here, let's wander down here and look at the.
You want me to look them up on my iPhone and you can call them and.
Sure.
Uh,
I was going to do that, but I was kind of doing the tour here.
I'll do it.
No, watch that. Those things bite. This is supposedly an exact replica of the grotto of, is it Fatima? Where was it in Portugal that the three children saw the Virgin Mary?
In sandwich form or?
No. Here, I think this is in Fatima.
Of course, Fatima. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be an exact replica of it and stuff. And we would
Really?
We would have to come out here during the summer evenings and do the rosary.
Oh my God.
And then most of the time, Father would go, "We're canceling study hall tonight. Y'all can go swim." So obviously, this is the end of that road that we were on. They call it behind. We would sit down there, and all the counselors, we call them prefects, would stand over here by the stairs.
And let you?
They would just look the other way. Those trees way out there, that first kind of thick bushy line you see, we used to call those the hobo jungles.
Oh yeah.
The hobo jungles.
Because they would hop on the train, right?
And the hobos would camp out there and ride the train.
Yeah, sure. I seem to remember you telling me that when we came out here.
Yeah, and Mike Fitzgerald, actually, him and I lived together for a little while after we left here, and I came back to Marin. We were playing guitars and stuff together, and he wrote a song about a hobo he met there, a guy named Clarence.
Now, where's Mike now?
I have no idea. Last I saw on that website, he was living down in San Mateo or something on the class website. But I don't think he wants to talk to me. Yeah, he got me busted for marijuana. We got pulled over one night. We were driving along. He freaked out and he took it out and threw it up on my dashboard.
Oh my God.
Well, luckily nothing serious came of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, still.
Yeah, wasn't too cool. He's a cat, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Tom Caroline had an older brother, David. I don't know if you ever knew him. Yeah. David got in serious trouble. One day, they had the food set up here. Where's the door? Inside this room. That's the cafe.
So this is the dining hall.
Yes. This is the dining hall. Yeah, it's in this room.
It's so enormous.
Dave got in trouble because they had donuts out the door. And they were old no, that's leftovers from the donated or something. Then he picked one up and goes, what is this crap? And he threw it and broke the window. Donuts. They got in trouble for the race. What was the donuts?
Well, I guess it's a point, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's
hard
sort
enough
of,
to bring them in.
it sort of makes the point. Now, this here, no, the father's dining room was down here. So this is the kitchen, so you know, all the heavy industrial stuff. It doesn't really look like they use it that much anymore.
It doesn't.
But they used to cook for 200-300 kids, plus all the staff that lived here. Oh, you can't get through there, I want to go upstairs.
There's a gigantic red,
Oh, yeah.
They had a view of Mount Tam here too.
Oh, never noticed. This was the carpentry shop right here. Looks like it may still. We'd sit here, especially up there. We'd smoke back here, and somebody could come out and open the window and throw it up to them and smoke and throw it out. And a lot of times you only had one cigarette, so you'd be in the back of the lockers smoking. The counselor, the prefect would walk in, you throw it out the window, you go, who's smoking? The priests lived, and then all this garden. You would get in trouble. You know what your punishment was?
But
Sweep the priest's gardens. Every piece of concrete you see out here, you'd have to sweep it. It would take you at least one day.
if you wanted to get outside, oh, temptation abounds. But we'll be good.
You're walking right into my car. Oh, they go, hi. Hi.
Hi.
We're just wandering through how we would avail ourselves.
Well, you availed yourself of it for many years.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of the food. It looked wonderful. Now, if you look right there, out there, see the hill with the cross on it? With the crucifix? Come this way a bit, the tree's in your way. See the big eucalyptus tree out there? It's down at the base.
Boy, I'm not seeing it.
Okay. You see the house here?
Yeah.
See the metal roof?
Yeah.
Look about.
Oh,
3
yeah.
fingers to the
Now I
right and
see it.
then up.
Okay. I was looking too far in the distance.
Yeah.
So what about that?
That was just another religious location that they had. We'd often go out there and say, you know, do this or that or the other.
That's the fields, right?
Oh, yeah. And what is that?
It was just a thing they did to sort of commemorate Calvary, like Mount Calvary.
That's fun. We need a picture of us together, too.
There you go.
Okay.